Thankful Thursday, May 21st, and welcome back to another new episode of Style by Stevie. Now, my very special guest today is no stranger to the show, and I'm super excited to have him back. He's a friend of the show, actually. So, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, Will Preston, how have you been since our last conversation? You've got some new music coming out and so much more, which we'll dive into. But how have you been since our last chat?
I have been great. I have been busy, but it's been a whirlwind. But it's been productive. I'll say that. Very productive, but busy.
Yes. And not only just that, but you've also got your merch line as well, too. The last time you were here, you were talking about your merch line. Make sure you
Yeah,
guys go and check it out as well and get you some merch. But you not only have merch, but you've got new music. You've got some new music that will be dropping pretty soon. Erratic Heartbeats,
yes,
which we'll
yes.
dive into.
Merch and
So,
music.
my goodness, my goodness. You've got Stuck in the Middle, and it's another single as well, too. Don't like falling in love. So
Yeah,
it's a few.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah,
we're
yeah.
looking forward to that on the
Don't like falling
29th,
in love, and
which
then
will be
the actual project drops on June the 5th. But I have one more single coming out next Friday, May 29th, and that's called "I Just Can't Understand." So we did a little different strategy this time. You know, music has changed over the years, and the way you roll out music has certainly changed since I first started in the business. So we just released a series of singles each month, and then we're rolling out the rest of the full project on June the 5th. So I'm actually excited about that. So it's been interesting. It just, I don't know, every time you release a single, though, it's just like releasing a full project. So you don't get a break because you got to promote and you got to spend money and you got to do everything that goes along with releasing a full project. So, it's fun, though.
And the beauty of being an independent artist is that you go at your own pace. It's so amazing to be able to put your creativity out and share your leverage with the world because so many
Yeah.
people are looking forward to that. So I'm looking forward to it as well too. When I seen you post it, which would have been on the 6th, Don't Like Falling in Love, I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
he's coming out with something. He's coming out with new music. So that's something that we can expect. Shout outs to my brother K Tooks, host of the K Tooks Spot, who did
Hey,
an
hey.
amazing interview yesterday with another one of our colleagues, Bubs the God. So make sure you guys go and check out the K Tooks Spot and check out that interview as well too. Yes, he says, "Hey sister," and "Hi, Will Preston."
How you doing? Glad he made it on in the room.
Yes, yes. Welcome as you're just coming in, Fashion Dolls. It is such a pleasure. I had a blast yesterday with Bree Star, so make sure you guys go and check out that interview and conversation as well. But for you, it is now in it's almost summertime. We're now in the spring, summer months. So it's going to be a lot of music festivals, a lot of things coming up and events. And he says he's great. He's good. How are you?
That is awesome. I'm good, brother. Busy but good, and happy to be here talking to you all today. And I'm just glad to take a pause to be able to do this and headed to the beach for the weekend and a little bit into next week. So I'm excited to get some R&R and good times. Good times.
Yes, 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 yes. And not only just that, but you said the beach. It's springtime, it's summertime. What are you looking forward to as far as performances? Because I know it's going to be a lot of events going on.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to number one, getting this project off of my plate, and it just feels like such a relief to finally have it done. The reality is, I've been building this project for over 2 years, and so it's just been interesting. I've been doing a lot of recording, a lot of collaborating, and also in that process, while doing all of that, I've still been, doing the My Best Interest apparel. So in essence, you're running two companies, and so it's just been kind of hectic. But like I said, I'm just looking forward to. It's nothing like when you get finished a project and then it's actually out to the world. Like I've heard it a million times by now, and so it's like I'm just ready for everybody else to hear it. And the last step was just getting it through with my mix and mastering engineer, and just making sure we got it right where we wanted it. And we spent a good bit of time on that, but we got it perfect. And he's solid, and we always work so good together. So it's at a place now that it's just like Ready for the World. It was actually scheduled to be released on May 29th. We had to push it back a week, but you know, when you're striving for that perfection or what you ultimately want, it's worth it in the end. You know, you can let things go, but when you're looking at something that's going to be in the world forever, even beyond your lifetime, you just want the best representation of what you have to give at that moment. And sometimes you'll always have things here and there that you say, oh, I would have done that a little bit different, or we would have done. But for the most part, you know, just glad to have it ready and out there. So I am looking forward to performing, looking forward to promoting this project, looking forward. You know, it's been 20 years since my first project. So also just
Wow.
kind of commemorating that, and just trying to do some stuff this year to commemorate that, and with the new project as well. So you know, have a whole catalog now. So it's exciting.
And your music catalog just continues to keep growing because I can remember you also gave us a Christmas album. I can remember your debut. That dates all the way back to when we first met and did our
Yes,
first interview. And
yes.
Falling in Love is one of my favorites. That's all the way back.
I remember
After
you
play
always saying that. And every time,
favorites.
Miss Stevie is so interesting because for whatever reason, I associate that song with you now. So every time I hear it, if it comes in my playlist or I hear it anytime, and it always just triggers me because I just remember you reaching out, and even when we were in our interview, you were just saying that that was, I think, your favorite on that particular project. It certainly was one of your
Yep.
favorites of mine that you. So I just always remember that "Falling in Love" was one of your favorites. It was a great song that I did with Funky Boy. We actually wrote that together, and it was that was a great song. It's one of my favorites too.
And then you gave us Afterplay. You gave us, of
Mm-hmm.
course, I Lied. I mean, it's so many that you've given us. But this project is titled Erratic Heartbeats. So it's different from the past. Tell us how
Mm-hmm.
this project is different from your past projects.
Well, you know, typically when we think about love, we think about the romanticizing it and all of the wonderful things because that's what we want to appreciate in love, and that's the love that we ultimately pursue. But in reality, that's not how love plays out beyond a certain point in time in a relationship. It would be great to assume that it's always wonderful and always blissful and you're always on a high. But we all deal with challenges. Some challenges more extreme than others. Some just minor stumps in the road, but some major. And so I kind of really wanted to tap into those times in love that gives us pain. And it's not always that it's love that is destined to end, but it's love that requires us to dig in and to really prove that we love and to deal with situations and to deal with things that hurt us. And sometimes we do end up walking away, but a lot of the songs that I've written for this project, you kind of go away, but the love never really dies. And so you go away, and you know, it's a song I wrote on here called Between Us, and it's a wonderful song that the beat it's like an Afro inspired beat by a great producer called Space Jace. He's done a lot of work with some great artists, Duran Bernard and a couple of others. But I wrote this song, and it's really about, you know, this couple who thought that they were over each other. They had moved away, and for whatever reason, they found themselves back together, and it's called Between Us. And he kind of says, you know, I thought the memories I had were supposed to last me for the rest of my life, and then here you are again, back in my life. And it says, you know, basically he's already gotten married and moved on. And he says, did I move too soon? I could really spend the rest of my life with you, but I've already promised her. So it's kind of, what do you do? You know, people find themselves in these interesting kind of situations. Maybe, you know, some of my stories can be a little extreme, but I think honestly, I've never written a song that I haven't had at least one person say, that's my story, or I can relate to it. So no matter how extreme we think it is, just because we haven't experienced it, there are people who deal with some very real things in life.
And I say this to a lot of artists that I've sat down with here on this platform, and I think I've even said it with you in our first interview, that artists, the job of the artist is to reflect what people are going through. You never know what a person could be experiencing
Right.
at that point in their life. And they put on a song, and a song brings back a memory to them. It brings
Mm-hmm.
back It can be a good memory. It can be heartache. It can be helping you overcome heartache. I mean, it's different forms. When you're in love, the feeling is different. But when
Mm-hmm.
you've lost someone, that feeling is also different as well too. So as an artist, it's like you're catering to every single thing. It's like in a way you're a doctor, and
Yeah,
your
yeah.
music is medicine to our souls, and it helps us get through what we're going through in our lives. There's certain songs that I put on that bring me great memories, and then there's some that make me just sit and think for a minute and be
So
one
I'm
with
not
myself.
I'm not gonna throw doctor in front of my name like Dr. Cheyenne Brown and tell you that I'm the love doctor,
Okay.
but I can be. You know, I can say that I have a doctor, but not in music. But I'm okay being the love doctor. I'm okay being in that lane because I think that when it comes down to the core of who we are as people, um, the most basic emotion that we expand on for everything else is love, you know, and I think that that is central to all of us. Whether we're talking about love in relationships, as I sing about in romantic relationships typically, or we're talking about love that we have for family, or love that we have for friends, or places and things. I mean, love is one of those emotions that I feel like, from a songwriting perspective, I'll never run out of things to say, and I'll never run out of variables, and I'll never run out of experiences to elaborate on because people live so many lives, such full lives in love, and such different lives in love. And the more I hear, it doesn't take a lot to inspire me. You know, I get inspired very easily, and so it's it's just one of those things that I'm just grateful. I guess I just think intuitively that I just sit down and can write a song and that people in general can. But I mean, I guess that's not how it goes. A lot of people tell me that they can't write a song, but so I thank God for the gift. If that's what it is for me, I thank God for the gift and the ability to be able to see in that way and to be able to, I know, even have a big imagination and just the whatever it takes to develop and create a song. I'm just grateful for that particular gift.
Shout outs to my girl Faith is the Substance. She did an interview yesterday with one of our very own Matthew Kenner. So make sure you guys go and check her out and subscribe to her channel and platform. And she says, "Salutations, hi Will.
Hey Faith, how are you? Thank you for joining.
Y'all definitely go and check out her platform. Amazing. And there were certain things I didn't know about Matthew that were revealed in that interview. So shout outs to Faith for getting them. I didn't even know it because I didn't ask, but it was so much fun. So shout outs to you, Faith. That was a
So
good interview,
I'm gonna check
girls.
it
Y'all
out.
make
Faith,
sure y'all.
Faith, Faith asked the tough questions.
Yeah, yes, she got me, and then she did my brother K Toops as well too. She made me choose actually between both of my colleagues. She asked me a question because she does a game on her show called This or That,
Okay.
and she said, "Okay, if you had to choose, I said like to collab with what you mean." So she said, "If you had the choice, who would you choose?" And Bubs the God, shout outs to my other colleague Bubs, my brother K Toops interviewed Bubs yesterday. So it was like we all had a lineup scheduled. Hers was supposed to be at 6:30, but she went on around 7ish. K Toops did his at 5, right after mine. I was still in the process of doing mine with Bree yesterday. So it was like we all were in sync. And even with me and Will here, it was like we were in sync while I was in the process of getting in hair and makeup completely done. Guess who messages me first? Right over here next to me. He did. Will. So he beat me to the punch. Just as I was getting ready to get my fingers fixed in the type to him and let him know what was going on, he beat me to the punch. But Faith, she asked me the question. She said, "If you had to choose to work with one," and she said, "Give a reason why." And we talked about Bubs the last time Will was here about how
Mhm.
silly he was and how if we all were in a classroom setting, he would be the one to get us all in trouble.
All right.
No doubt. He definitely would for sure. He's we call him our leprechaun, but he's our class clown. So he knows how to make people laugh, and that
Well, it
that is a
takes it
gift. And
takes
that's,
everybody. It takes
yeah.
everybody in all personalities. So it's wonderful.
So I gave my reasons. I said Bubs doesn't know when he would get us all in trouble if he were in class, and K2's just he turns it on and then he turns it off. So if the teacher was talking, saying what's going on back there, it would be him. it will be him for sure. So yeah.
That's funny.
But yes, y'all make sure y'all go and check it out. That I had so much fun doing that on my girl Faith's platform. So y'all go and check her out and check her platform out. Amazing. Each and every one of us collectively, we all have something different to bring to the table. So y'all will enjoy it. It's going to be a lot of events going on during the summer month. That was going to be my next question for you. What are you looking forward to this summer? Because I'm pretty sure it's going to be a lot of music festivals, jazz festivals, and so much more going on.
Yeah, I haven't booked any festival as of yet for the summer, but I'm looking at doing some individual shows, things of that nature, and just like I said, really pushing the project, promoting the project. Now that I have it done, I'm kind of the way I like to operate. I like to have it in the can.
And we're back.
Oh,
We went
okay.
out for a second. That's YouTube.
Okay,
Yes.
all right. I was like, did I do something? What's going on? Okay, yeah, but so no, just looking forward to doing some dates, doing some live shows, just really getting out here and singing some old stuff, but definitely singing some new stuff. And people want to hear "Candy Coated Raindrops." They want to hear, "It's My Will." They
Yes.
want to hear, those songs that have been a part of the fabric of my journey for 20 years, and I owe that to them whenever I'm in front of them you know, to please in that way. So I'm just excited when people, always, are you coming to my city? When are you coming here? When are you? Because that just lets me know that my music has resonated, and it's a good feeling to know that what began as just a passion call for me, and you write for your own purposes and your own drive and desire. Um, Turns out to reach other people. And like you were saying earlier, it's like you become a vessel and a conduit, and you never even realize it. You just kind of do what is your passion call, and then it turns into being a help for others, and that's just a blessing. Even if it's not necessarily therapeutic in nature, even if it's just something that others can enjoy, that still makes you feel good.
And it is. It's such a feeling to be able to do what you love and to pour into people as well too, because you never know what a person could be going through. And they put on a song and your music, because you did say you were the love doctor, your music makes people fall in love. It makes people want to celebrate each other, that commitment to each other, that
Yeah.
everything. What is it about you that made you fall in love with me? All of these different feelings, and it's the same
Mm-hmm.
from another artist, Anthony David. I asked him
Love
and
him.
Major as well too.
Yeah.
When I said Major, I asked them both. I said, "What is the key trick to writing a good love song?" And they were just saying, "You got to make sure that it's from the heart. You got to make sure
It's
that
got to
it's
be
from a
real.
place that is passionate, people
Yep.
can relate to, you know, because." Especially if you're getting married to someone, your song could be played at weddings, your
Mm-hmm.
song,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
then years later on down the line, it comes on. They're just sitting down talking to each other and just like, wow, this was our wedding song. So songs bring back memories, those good
Yeah.
memories, those feelings, and your music makes people fall in love. So I think that is a key thing to for any artist to make sure that it's relatable to us, the consumers, because when we're in our unionship, where we're getting married or whatever it
Yep.
may be, or celebrating our anniversary, we go on the floor and we dance. So I mean, it's or the band could play it. The band can instantly
Yeah.
play a cover of their song. So
Yeah.
music is supposed to move you, just like love is supposed to move you in different ways in a different direction. When you're in love, it shows. It's a different light. It's a different feeling, and your music reflects that. So
Yeah, and I think and as I look back, it's so interesting because, like I said, it doesn't take much to inspire me, but I know that anytime I sit down and I might come up with the first line or have a concept, you never know, even as the writer, really where the song is going to take you. It's almost like the song leads you. So you can start with one idea and concept in mind, and by the time you finish the song, you look back and the story is complete. And you'll say, I had no idea that that's where I was going to go with that. So it just even amazes me how, you know, it works. And, I say it works through God to deliver what is the ultimate thing. But, and like you said, I do music that people can fall in love to, which is great. And I think that at this point, looking back now with having done so many projects, it's like there's probably a song that can fit almost any aspect of or any area of love that you're dealing with, whether it's when you're just falling in love, it's when you're in love but it's getting a little stale, or whether you're dealing with something the person's just getting on your nerves every day, or whether you had to leave or whether you came back. I mean, it's just and like I said, love is multifaceted, and I think that for me as a songwriter, I feel it's a responsibility to share all aspects of that. And I think that it's I just love diving because that honestly challenges me too as a writer, because naturally I would want to just sit down and write about, oh, how beautiful you are today, and all I want to do is buy you roses, and we're going to spend the rest of our life together because you're the one. I mean, that's easy, but to really have to sit down and talk about pain, and write about pain, and write about overcoming pain, and sometimes there is no resolution. So some songs you won't have that resolution, but being able to write about those things, I look at it for me as a point of maturity in my writing. So I can definitely see an evolution over time, and even wanting to tackle and deal with, other things. And so I'm just grateful to have a catalog that kind of encompasses so many different elements of this one singular thing we call love. Because we can look at it and we can say, love, this is love. But, inside this ball is a million things that love is made up of.
My girl Faith asked the question, were you both ever in love? I, you know what? Kid Griffey asked me that same question when we were doing my Turn the Tables segment. He asked me, what's the longest relationship that I've been in? And I said 3 years. And we ended it because it was long distance. And sometimes long distance relationships kind of take a toll on you. You're having to, it's like you want to get to the person to be able to physically touch them. But we communicated and kept it going. But we broke up because of distance. That's why. But yes, I was in love with this person. So I have been in love before. So no, I'm not attached to anybody now, but myself and my career at Style by Stevie is like things are taking off so fast. This is, and I said this to Bree yesterday. I said that this is the moment. And for anybody out there looking for love or falling in love, that feeling, you can't describe it. When you fall in love, it's a feeling mm, like you're
It's,
floating on clouds, literally,
it,
like this person just took you to a whole nother planet. Like you can't describe it. It's a type of love that only you and that person can understand. A type of love that the bond is just unbreakable. When you lay your eyes onto this person, it's like they stare to your soul. They know exactly what your thoughts are. They know exactly what your feelings are. It's a different kind of love. So yes, Faith girl, I've been in love, and yes, I am looking for a man. So I'm putting it out there. She's available. It's
yeah,
been
so
long. I'm 32. I'm like I'm not getting any younger. So I'm like it's when is Mr. Right coming? But it's gonna all come in due time. But right now, loving on myself. You gotta love on yourself,
well,
or
you
you can
gotta
get
love
that heart
yourself.
to
You
anybody
gotta love you.
else.
You do.
Yeah.
You have to love yourself first. But certainly, I've definitely been in love. I don't think I could write about some of the things that I've written about and not having been in love. Also, having been married for over 2 decades. Yeah, over 2 decades at this point. So so yeah. So I found my wife in college. But I would say that love, you think you fall in love when you're young and you're teenagers and all that kind of stuff, but I think that when you talk about spending the rest of your life with someone, that's a different kind of love that is really
Yeah.
indescribable when you find that person. So yeah, I mean, I think that yeah, I think that definitely I can vouch and show my credentials that I've been in love. Time flies.
And to anybody, but butterflies, it's like time stands still. You and this person, when you have that bond with that significant other, it's like nobody else gets you. You're both in your own little world. You're having your conversation, and it's just like a dream. That's what the feeling I would describe it as, and that was the feeling that I felt when I was dating this particular gentleman. It's just like we both locked eyes on each other. And we met on a dating app and we continued to keep talking. Continue to keep talking. We never met in person, but we just continued to keep the conversation going. And that's a
Yeah.
3 year relationship right here. Boom. So what I loved about him also is that he's Scorpio. I'm a Scorpio, so I'm just like, wait a minute, you're my zodiac sign too? Okay.
Yeah.
So when it came to doing things, he was advanced right and skilled right with it. He knew exactly what it was. So it's just like, wait a minute. Now, me and my mom have a good relationship as well too. Now, a mother and her child's relationship is different than the relationship that you have with your significant other. But it's just like I
Right.
make that comparison because it's like the things that she knows that is on my mind because mothers know everything. He instantly knew. He was like, something's making you mad. Something made her mad and something made her happy. What's got you blushing? So it's like instantly he could tell. I'm like, damn, I did forget you were a Scorpio. So, but he picked up easily off of it. And it's just like
Mm.
I met my match. I met my match right there. But it didn't work because of distance. And to anybody who is in a long distance relationships, uh, it can be a barrier after a while.
Mm-hmm.
But the
Mm-hmm.
thing is, make arrangements to make sure that you get ready to meet this person. If it's safe, if it's safe, make sure you're safe. If you're on a dating app or anything.
Oh,
But we
that's
never
big.
met.
Safety, safety
Yes,
first.
absolutely. But
Did you say
communication is also
you said you never met?
never met
Never
him.
actually met.
But we would FaceTime, we would call. And then he's a dad too. So I'm like, how are the
Yeah.
kids? How are my god babies? And we just joked about it and I kept it going. But yes, I wish I could find that individual because he kept me happy. He kept me happy. And just the bond that we both had with us both having the same zodiac sign. You find your similarities with that person. That's another thing that builds a solid relationship is that you find your similarities with each
Mm-hmm.
other.
Well, it's
And
coming.
not only just, yeah,
Go ahead.
you were saying, go ahead.
No, no, you were saying that you want to find it, so it's coming. You just keep being optimistic. I wrote a song. I think it was on my first project called "Another Heart." So it's like another heart is out there calling for you, just like you're calling for them. So another heart is calling. Just keep on. I think that for a lot of people, you find love when you least expect it, and you find love when you stop searching because you're looking too hard and you're trying to fit, a square in a circle sometimes, and so you're just trying to make something work. But sometimes it just hits you, and you just stumble into it. So I would always say to people, don't let the intent necessarily be that I'm looking for love. I'm looking for love. Be open to receiving the love, but don't necessarily go out looking for it because it's going to find you. It's going to find you. And that's even with if even if you're on dating apps. I mean, the right person, just because you're on the app doesn't mean that you know the right person will connect. There's a thing called fate, and out of the hundreds of people or thousands of people that are probably on those apps, it's always like what brings those two people together. So it's fate involved in that as well.
And I tell my girlfriends this all the time. I said, let love come to you. Let love
Hmm.
come to you. And I have to take that advice that I give them as well too, is that if it comes to me in the least most unexpected way, it could be anywhere, running into the person and then sitting down, sharing a conversation with them, finding out your similarities, finding out what you guys have in contrast, all of those
Yep.
things. So I'm not in a hurry. I'll let it come to me. And there have been men who have been sliding up in the DMs because I have got that question from
Yeah.
Kid Griffin last week. I think he asked me, took me off guard when he asked me that question, and I described the type of guy that I was looking for. So from there on, that yes, there have been offers. I have been getting DMs. Oh my God, you're beautiful, and I get it all the time. I appreciate it,
Hmm.
but right now I'm solely focused on Style by Stevie, and anything else, it will all fall in line. It will all fall in line. So
It will.
that's my storybook. Yes. Definitely. Now, speaking of heartbeats, now your newest album is titled Erratic Heartbeats, and I make
Hmm.
that connection with love because when you're in love, It's, I keep saying it's like a feeling. Your
The
heart
flutter,
beats,
it's
your
like the
heart
flutter.
flutters.
Yeah.
Yes,
For
butterflies in your
me,
stomach, like you start to all of these things, blush and everything.
yeah.
So go ahead. I'm sorry.
So that's wonderful. And see, that's the great thing of that's the great thing because when I decided on the title, that's not necessarily what I was thinking of, but it's just like writing a song. And so my interpretation, my literal interpretation of the song, when I hear back from other people and what they got from it, it's like so much different. But that's the beauty in it all because everybody can interpret it the way that they want, and it still makes sense and it's still relevant. For me, when I said erratic, um, it was coming from a place of when love is good, you have that rhythm. When love is great, you have that rhythm. But then you get that bump, you get that whatever, and so it's erratic. It's no longer just fluid. You know, you have it's no longer the normal pulsating. It's like erratic. You know, it spikes, it falls, it spikes, it falls. So it's like it represents two hearts beating, but they're not always in sync, and it's not always beating to the same drum. It's erratic at times. And I went through so many different possibilities for it, but this is the one that just kept coming back to me. And I was like, yeah, and it just kind of fits, you know, the writing. It just kind of fits where I was mentally in terms of delivering lyrics. And I just thought erratic heartbeats. I said, I feel like that's just makes sense and people can connect. But to hear you say the way you just said it is so interesting because when you fall in love, like you say, it's like everything goes crazy. Even like if you think about it, even our most basic common sense is sometimes gone. It becomes erratic because you fall in love with a person and you don't see any wrong. Like you don't that person can do no wrong. And so the outside noise you don't even want to hear. Sometimes you don't even want to hang with your friends. Like you just want to be with that person you're falling in love with. And you just want to spend, you didn't used to like red Kool-Aid, but now all of a sudden you like red Kool-Aid because they like red Kool-Aid. I mean, so everything about our existence can become erratic in that moment. So it can take on many different meanings.
And from there on, it takes a liking of its own, and that love grows. And to the point you made of even going back to high school, you're high school sweethearts. You're like, I'm
Mm-hmm.
in love with this person. I want to, spend the rest of my life with this person. For me, dating and relationships, love goes through cycles. And I made the connection to high school because you start off in your freshman, then you go to junior phase, and then you go to your sophomore phase. And then when it really gets hot, and when you're like, okay, I'm committed to this person, you're going to college, you make your plan, you want to go to college. Marriage is that final step. That's your senior year
Mm-hmm.
because you're
Yep.
graduating. It's
Yes.
official. You're off on your own. So to me, dating and relationships, I made that connection to high school because it's like love goes through different cycles, the same way you would go through different grades when you're going to
So true.
school. And it is true. You go through
It
different
is.
phases. You go
You
through
really
different
do.
parts. You have disagreements. Not everything is going to be peachy keen. But the beauty of it is you always come back to that special someone and you sit down and you make it up to them and you pour into them and they pour back into you. And that's how it should be in any relationship, give and take.
Yeah, and it's about the foundation. I mean, because everything you said there just really stems back to, taking the time to build a foundation. Of course, we are infatuated. That's the first in my mind. That's what we see. We become infatuated, and we're all in. But when you take the time to really build the foundation, I mean, honestly, that's probably makes the difference in many relationships that work and many that don't work. Not every, but many, because you can weather some really hard times when you taking the opportunity over time to build a solid foundation and to really understand and to know who the other person is. And so the hurt or the pain or whatever you're dealing with can be a little more palatable if you have a very solid foundation. So again, yeah, just taking the time to understand and to build love, and not just to be quick to say I'm in love. I would always caution people to reserve that until you're really ready to say it, because once you say it, it's kind of out there. But make sure you mean it when you say it, and that you have a
Oh,
foundation that you've set.
and actions speak louder than words. So when you're saying those three little words to somebody, make sure that you mean it, make sure that it's standing true and that is genuine with
Okay,
someone. Because the feelings that they feel for you, you never know. In return, you can feel for them, vice versa. So make sure.
that's right.
But this EP, I can't wait for it to drop. I'm super excited. Super excited. And I'm pretty sure it's going to be getting a lot of people in the mood on relationships, on dating,
Hmm.
because what I have a thing in the back of my mind, I always call it summer fever, where a lot of relationships start to blossom during the
Yes.
summer. It's going to be a
Yeah.
lot of people that are going to be dating, falling in love, sharing each other's company, and that's what it should be about. So I'm looking forward to it, and I think that this project will definitely assist with that a lot with
Well,
this season.
summer is when you can go out, you can have fun, you can hang out, you can hold hands,
Yeah.
stroll the beach, walk the park, go to the movies, whatever you do. I mean, the summer is that's the time. That's the romantic time. And the spring is, the flowers are blooming, it's beautiful, but summer is really when you love probably gets kicked up a notch in the summertime.
And that's for sure. That is for sure. So, Fashion Dolls, do we have any questions for myself or Will? This conversation is so good, and I hope you guys are enjoying it. I love you too, Chef Sky. And I appreciate you for coming in, girl. As always, I appreciate it. And I'm glad you guys are enjoying the conversation. We're talking about Will's newest EP. Make sure you guys stay tuned for it, which is Erratic Heartbeats. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that. And trust me, your Will's music gives you a feeling. And I told him this when I first met him when we did our very first interview. We talked about how R&B artists make a lot. R&B is the type of music that makes people fall in love, and most artists don't like being placed in a category. I think of R&B, or I think of jazz, I think of someone going on a romantic date, I think of someone
Hmm.
sitting at a cafe or in a park somewhere. All of these things that people used to do as going on dates, whereas
Hmm.
now people are going to the movies. They're doing all of these different things now. But I think with this project right here, is going to open people's minds to go back and do the things that they used to do. That nostalgia, that
Yeah.
feeling
Yeah.
of, you guys remember the days where we had the drive-in movie theaters and you could sit next to your significant other, put your arm around them, love on them, and go
Now,
get
Miss
snacks.
Steven,
All of these,
you can't remember
yeah.
that now because I don't remember a drive-in. That was not during your time, was it? But now
Yeah, I
I hear
wasn't born
about.
yet, but I've seen
Okay,
it.
all
I've
right.
seen it.
It kind of
Yes.
takes you back to that memory. Oh, to
Mm.
be alive during that time, I often think would have just been wonderful to see the way people. I'm just gonna say interacted with the world. People interacted with the world differently. But there was a period of time that it was all about romanticism, just about in like everything we did in life, and people, they made sure they looked good. They made sure they treated each other properly, and the men held the doors for the ladies, and they would open the car doors, and
Oh yes.
just little things, little signs of affection that you you see people today, you don't see that. I mean, for the most part, you don't see that, and you might see it within my generation a little bit, but not nearly as much as it used to be. And so that's the part of romance that women love, and they I don't sometimes today they probably don't even know that they love it because they don't even know that that's how things used to be, and so it would probably shock some women today for a man to, or I guarantee you that if someone is on the scene and they're dating, it's probably less normal for the man to get the door for them or to pull out their chair when they're eating or to make sure that I bet you that's not the norm. And so on 10 date, a woman might have two men that does those things. But just imagine in life it used to be the norm. The man walks on the outside or was it closer to the road when they're walking
Yeah.
down the street. And so it's all these like unspoken or unwritten romantic rules of the day that have kind of just passed us by, and it's good to think about and to romanticize about that time period, and to just try to get a little bit of that back.
Chivalry, and I
Hmm.
have men that hold the door open for me, very respectful, very gentlemanlike, and I tell them thank you. So I do miss those old days, and I know a lot of people are just like, where is that? Where is that feeling, that
Yeah,
chivalry, pouring into the person that you're holding the door open, all of those things.
yeah,
It's all about that. Yeah.
it is.
Fashion Dolls, do we have any more questions for myself or Will here? And I hope you all are enjoying the conversation. Again, make sure you subscribe to Style by Stevie Daytime here on YouTube. Hit that bell and make sure you're notified. The first option, all, so you'll be notified when I'm going live. We have so much to talk about, so many amazing guests that is coming up. So make sure you guys stay tuned as well. But right now, we are here with a friend of the show, Will Preston, and we're just talking about the new EP, Erratic Heartbeats. So make sure you guys stay tuned. Stay tuned and make sure that you're following. It's going to be a lot of concerts going on this summer, that is for sure. A lot of jazz festivals, a lot
Hmm.
of music festivals, a lot going on this summer. So make sure that you guys are staying tuned for that as well.
And
Essence Fest, New Orleans. So make
July,
sure you,
4th of July weekend, right?
yeah,
Yeah. And
definitely.
I always miss that. My family reunion is always that weekend, and so I travel to Virginia for that. But so I have never made it to an Essence Fest. And last year, and I have a lot of friends who go all the time. But I hear last year things were a little rougher than they had been in the past. So I don't know if management changed or something. But hopefully they get it back on track and get it together this year. But yeah, so I look forward to seeing some people. I'm out performing. Please come out and check me out. And Erratic Heartbeats has 12 songs solid, and it's enough to put on and play and lay back and relax and just go through it and live those emotions. Live it out with me.
And
Let me sing to you for a minute.
on these warm summer days, that's the best feeling to put on your music and just think about love, falling in love. I mean, Will talked about going to the beach this weekend.
Yeah.
That will be the perfect time. That'll be the perfect time to listen to your music, to go out, explore, and just spend time with your significant other. Pour into them. I know the work week has been crazy, and if you have kids, it's difficult to kind of have your time for romance. But send the kids over to their grandparents, and then you and your significant other go and spend a little
They'll
time
be all right for a
with
couple
each other.
hours. Just leave them home. Tell them don't answer
Yes,
the door. Don't answer the door if
yes,
anybody don't answer the phone. That's how our parents
absolutely,
used to do. They
absolutely.
say don't answer the door, don't answer the phone. Y'all better be good.
Shout outs to my colleague Alvin tit for
But I
tat,
wanted
this and
to
that.
I, I
Go
wanted
ahead,
to
I'm
ask you
sorry.
too, because when I first did my interview years ago with you, and I remember watching your show, and it was a gentleman that you used to have on, and I just remember being impressed because he had so many songs. But I don't know who he is, and I can't figure out. But I wanted. He used to be a regular on your show, and he was a gentleman. And he produced R&B, and he wrote his songs. And I'm thinking his name was Bobby something. Was his name Bobby something?
Bobby Washington, that's correct.
Okay, I
Yes.
need to figure out because I've been thinking about that for a while now, and I was like, I really want to check in on his music and see what he's doing because I remember him being on your show, and when I was in the early days preparing to go on your show, and I remember watching some of your episodes, and I was like, wow, this brother has a lot of music, and I just somehow never could get back to that and find out exactly who he was. So I've been meaning to ask you what his name is so that I can kind of look and see what he's got going on. Check out some of his new music with Bobby Washington. I got it.
And he still is creating music. Make sure you guys go and check him out as well too. And what I love about him is he goes out here, boots to the ground, no kidding. And he passes his albums out to people to check out his music. They bump it in their car and they love it. So I think a
Mm-hmm.
lot of
Mm-hmm.
people want that nostalgia, artists being on the ground, being able to pass out their music. Again, shout outs to my colleague Alvin Tit for Tat, this or that. Alvin, we need to set up a panel. So definitely let me know when. Let me know when. But Bobby,
Hey,
and I
Alvin.
just checked with him not too long ago. I was trying to get him to come back on the show this season.
Okay.
And he's got a lot going on. Not only that, but he's also tapping into his acting and directing. So shout outs to Bobby for that as well too. So yeah.
Well, I applaud you because I tell you, Miss Stevie is on it. I'm telling you, you're booked from like I don't know when we set this up. Probably in like July of last year. It's been we set this date a while ago. It's been quite a while. Miss Stevie's like, Will, I want you on. I have some dates in like May. And it was like October, November. I'm like May. But then I was like, that's gonna be perfect because I'll have the project coming out. I was like, hey, that works for me. So Miss Stevie is on it. Like I just applaud you for, and I've seen like so many transitions since I did my first interview. Your backdrop has changed, your platform has changed. I mean, you just been your star just continues to rise. I mean, you've interviewed some really big stars, and I'm just glad to just be in the number of the people that you reach out to, and we stay connected, and just to be on your platform. But your reach is just getting bigger and bigger. It's a wonderful thing, and then you transition over to YouTube, and it's good. That's good. That's growth. Growth is awesome.
And that means a lot coming from you. You also, you and Bobby both, y'all have both carved out a path for artists as well. So thank you for allowing me to interview
Absolutely,
you and Bobby too. And it's so
of
many
course.
that I've had on. I've lost count. You've mentioned one
Yeah.
to me, and that happens, y'all. So don't charge it to my head and not my heart. I've had so many guests on this platform, and sometimes people will DM me the interview, and they'll be like, "Well, you had this person on your show," or they'll ask me in the mid part of my interview, and it's just like. I honestly don't recall because there's so many. And K2 and shout outs to my our other colleague Tony Holly. They were both talking about it when they did their interview. They said Miss Stevie literally has interviewed just about everybody. Not everybody
I follow
yet. Not
K2. So I'm
everybody
pretty sure
yet.
I follow K2 because I see stuff all the time. So yes, I'm familiar with K2.
Yes, and he asked Tony, he said, who would you like to see on Miss Stevie show? And they were just bringing up all of these artists. You mentioned Duran Bernard and so
Yeah,
many others. In the future, in the meantime, but who knows? Who knows? So, hey,
yeah. Who
stay
knows?
tuned.
And there's only 6 degrees of separation. And what I found, honestly, is that there are really less degrees of separation. Like when you really set your mind to it and you manifest it, it will happen because they say 6 degrees of separation. So somebody, and within 6 degrees of reach, you're going to be able to reach that person. But the reality is, it's probably like 3 or 4 degrees of separation between people, and especially with social media and the relationships that people build today and the collaborations that people have today. People are just much more accessible, and people that you might not think that you have access to, you certainly have access to, and so that's the great thing about social media. I mean, I've even been able just to connect with people that I have just always just admired and looked up to. And I've never been one of those people that I just have to meet my idols because I do believe a little bit in the thing that you kind of sometimes you're let down when you meet people in person. And I've heard so many stories of people just being let down. And of course, I've met a lot of great people and a lot of celebrities, but um, just when you notice that people notice you and so they follow you online, you're like, wow, that's one of my idols. And so you're like, do I write them back? Do I write? What do I say? And so it's been a lot of those moments. And one of my absolute favorite artists of all times is BB Winans, and he followed me, and I just thought, wow, that's a moment right there for me because it's you don't seek those things, but when people notice, it's like that's great because he doesn't know unless he's heard in interviews or what have you how my admiration for his gift and what he does in his songwriting and even his producing. But to know that at some point in time, I came across his radar. That's so like I said, you never know who your music is reaching, and it's never really 6 degrees of separation. You never know what your platform is doing and who's talking about your platform and who's directing people towards your platform. So you just have to always be alert, always do things, with professionalism intact, and you'll be all right, because I guarantee you that people that you most want to meet and collab with are much closer to your pocket than you realize.
Absolutely, absolutely. And Bree, she said the same thing yesterday when I had her on Bree Star. She was saying that,
Hmm.
yes, girl, we watch her stuff because it was two of my one of my other girlfriends as well too. And she said, "Yes, girl, we was watching, we was checking you out. We you've had me on the platform." And she told me all about you. So word travels around fast, and it's just
Hmm.
like all good things, all good things. And I wouldn't trade it for the world. So thank
Yeah.
y'all for making Style by Stevie what it is. You guys tune in consecutively every day, Monday through Friday. You share, you repost, and for some reason it gets to, you never know who's watching, you never know who's watching.
Never.
And I reach out to the person to come on the platform, and they were just like, "Oh my God, I've watched your stuff, I know who you are." One gentleman that I had on the platform, I know who you are. He was like, "You interviewed my girlfriend." And I didn't even have any idea that they were in a relationship. And she was like, he was like, she told me all about you. She told me all about you. So yes, I would love to come on your show. And it worked perfectly. She was there, he was there. It was amazing. So I appreciate y'all for spreading the word. I just watched your interview with Bree. Oh, y'all are that's gonna keep y'all content for a couple days. That was fun yesterday with Bree Star. You guys go and check it out. It was so much fun. She was so much fun, and it was just amazing to be able to pour into her and give her her flowers. So, in case you guys missed it, go and check it out. And this is another one you guys will have for the books, because me and Will have done so many interviews here on my
Hmm.
platform.
Yeah.
So, yes, Bubs was talking about it. Everybody was talking about it yesterday, the interview with Brie. And the dress and the hair. Thank you. Yes. That was specifically was for her. And that dress yesterday was almost like a corset. So I said, anything for fashion. So I'm here trying to smile, suffering, trying to smile and keep the interview going. But I was dying on the inside, y'all. So I was like, Jesus, help me get through this. And it just worked perfectly. It worked perfectly, y'all. Thank you, Alvin. Thank you. I'm glad y'all enjoyed it. But it was beautiful. It was beautiful. It was a great interview and a great conversation. You are giving here today. Thank you. Thank you.
How
Thank
you
you
know
to
that
my
wasn't?
to the
How you know that?
stylist.
How you know that wasn't for me?
Let me tell you something. All right. So before we came on, I messaged Will and I said, I'm done with hair and makeup. And he said, "What about me? I need hair and makeup." I said, "You don't need no hair and makeup. You're handsome as you are." So for me, I got a whole team over here sucking and pulling stuff in, making sure that everything is right. He doesn't need a glam team. But thank you,
But
Alvin. Thank you. But yes, the stylist, her name is Ashley. So if you ever in the Carolina area, she does amazing. She is amazing. Her shop was very relaxing, and me and my aunt went on a Saturday, and to be able to just pour into yourself is just amazing. That it's been a minute since I've been into an actual hair salon, and to be the second client because she was leaving, going out of town that day. I said, okay, I want this look, and she boom, boom, boom completed it. So yesterday, she gave me what I wanted. And then today we just said, you know what, let's do something a little different. So each week is going to be something different. Each week is going to be something different with the hair and the glam. But yes, Alvin, this is what I have to put up with before we came on. So I said, Will doesn't need any makeup. I'm the one that needs the makeup. When I wake up first thing in the morning, sometimes I don't even recognize myself. But I come on, if you guys follow my morning walks in my stories, you guys will see me fresh faced, no makeup. And I'm like, I have a blemish here, a blemish here. I'm like, it takes a whole village to make sure that everything is right for me, But we come on and throughout every single interview executed is just amazing. So thank y'all for loving it. Definitely, definitely. But that's enough about glam. Today we covered a number of things in today's show. Will's new EP, Erratic heartbeats. Again, we talked about dating, love, life, relationships. And I know the summertime, I call it summer fever because there's going to be a lot of relationships blooming this summer, you know? And then springtime,
Definitely.
springtime, the flowers are awakening. You know, you've got the St. Lucia Jazz Festival, all of these festivals and events that'll be taking place. So make sure that y'all stay tuned for that. And hopefully we can see Will at a St. Lucia Jazz Festival or,
Oh, somewhere
you know.
you were mentioning that you were in the Carolinas. Someone just reached out to me this week. There's a venue there in Charlotte, actually. So I don't know how far you are from Charlotte, but so maybe something this and we need to follow up. But yeah, so I'm looking forward to it. I really do. Like performing, and I look forward to just meeting people, and that's always fun. That's the studio, as much as I love it, studio is like the work. Studio is really for me, it's like punching the clock, and the performance is the side that you just really get to enjoy because everything it's the fruition of everything that you've worked so hard for. And so if the studio is going to work, then doing the concert is like the paycheck. It's like that's the fun part. That's when you're enjoying the rewards of your labor. It's like I clocked all these hours and now I'm here to party.
Yes, Alvin, St. Lucia in South Africa is so many uh, jazz festivals and music festivals that'll be going on during the summer months. And I'm looking forward to it. I'm honestly looking forward to it. Everybody's coming outside. It's going to be a lot of performances. It's going to be a lot of awards. It's also award show season. So it's going to be a lot of shows going on. So make sure y'all are staying tuned for that. And I'll try to cover it as best as I can. I'll try to cover who's going to be performing where and definitely. You was just there last week. How was it? Because yes, Alvin did move to South Africa, and so it is
Oh
the different
wow,
time zones here to there. I know it must have
big
been
move.
fun. I always wanted to go to a jazz festival, a jazz music festival. How was it, Alvin? Because I know it must have been fun. And it's something about jazz in the park. When you're out here with your significant other or with your group of friends, or it could be a couple's date night, whatever it may be, it's something about jazz in the park. And that's something that I've always wanted to do. It's 11 o'clock there right now where you're at. And down here is 5:01. So definitely a time difference from here to US to South Africa where he's from.
Hmm.
But I would love to attend a jazz festival. You didn't go to the festival. You was there watching the hippos. Okay. Well, make sure you guys are staying tuned. Who knows? Will just said the Carolinas, Charlotte. When you said Charlotte, I have family in North Carolina, in Durham and
Okay.
Raleigh. I have a cousin up there. My cousin, who is co-owner of Style by Stevie, my cousin Sherry, who you guys love so much, and you're always asking me about. She is in North Carolina. She's originally from New York, but she's in North Carolina now. 11 p.m.
Awesome.
at night. Over here, it's in the evening. It's in the evening right now. So big time zone, big difference. Now I see what Alvin was saying now. So hopefully we can set up a panel soon. Hopefully, once he gets everything squared away, because the time differences between all of us, everybody's in so many other different
Hmm.
states and everything. But Fashion Dolls, do we have any other questions for myself or Will? This was so refreshing, and I hope you guys enjoyed this because it
I don't
will
know if
be a
Mickey joined
lot
us
of.
today. Did Mickey join us today? She's usually on. I don't know. I didn't see her come in
Hmm.
today.
Huh. What I'm gonna do is send her the replay. I know that's why I've been catching your lives on the replay. Everybody's been catching the replay. I hope you guys have been enjoying it. I hope you all have
Yeah.
been enjoying the replays. It's so many. It's so much to catch up on. Some people are just not able to catch me in that particular moment. But I appreciate the love. Y'all go back and y'all repost. Y'all will share. Y'all will get in the comments. This season has been the most interactive season out of all the seasons that I've done. So thank y'all for keeping it going, the conversation going, and engaging amongst yourself as well. So I appreciate that. But Fashion Dolls, do we have any questions for myself or Will before we wrap up? Again, the EP is titled Erratic Heartbeats. And we touched on a number of things in this hour long conversation today, which is falling in love, falling out of love. Have you ever been in love? All of these different forms of love, or what Tracy Spencer would say, the true symptoms of love, which is a
Yeah.
good single,
Yeah.
by the way.
I
So
love her.
it's all of these feelings, all of these different emotions, and I hope you all at home, for all of the lovers out there, it's not even when February gets here. That's Valentine's, because my brother was born. We call him the Valentine's Day baby. I'm the Halloween baby, and then my oldest
Ah,
brother is Christmas baby. He was in December. So when February gets here, I'm like, oh boy. And I know a lot of people are anti Valentine's Day, but to see everybody pour into each other, uh, you're scrolling down and you're seeing everybody celebrate, bring each other flowers, and go
mm-hmm.
on dates and just be one. That unionship. So even months, I say go to anybody that's out there. Spend time with your significant other. Take them to a musical festival. Take them to see their favorite artists. Take them to see a Will Preston concert. Who knows? Because he's in
Yeah.
Carolinas. So if he comes down here, he's gonna cut up with me. I know for sure. So
Yes. And obviously down here in Atlanta and wherever else we can line up something, we'll be looking forward to that. So you know, and I'm
definitely.
thinking of doing. I'm doing a. It's in the works, but like an online live listening party session for the release of the new project. So if anybody is
Ooh,
interested in that, just shoot me a message, a DM on IG, and I'll give you more details. But it's still kind of loose right now. But trying to put together like an online listening event for the new project,
all
so you get to
right,
hear it before
definitely.
everybody
Keep
else hears it.
yes. There you go, fashion dolls. Do we have any questions for myself or Will? Always a great time here in the dollhouse with Will, a friend of our show. And fashion dolls, make sure you join me tomorrow as well too. Rich Richardson joins me. So more fun. The fun continues. And Alvin said that would be cool.
Awesome.
And yes, and it will be a great way for people to connect everybody from all over the world. And if it's
Yeah.
virtual, if it's like a listening party virtually,
Yep. It
everybody's
will be.
everywhere, so their
Yep.
time zones are different.
Yep. Exactly.
Fashion dolls, any last minute questions? Going once, going twice for myself or Will. Again, make sure you guys also go and check out Will's merch as well too. Definitely go and check out the merch. He has merch, and I know a lot of you guys were asking the last interview as well. So y'all make sure y'all go and check out My Best Interest Apparel. Go and support an artist. And shout outs to another independent artist as well too that I've had the pleasure of interviewing. Uh, Will mention one that was Bobby Washington. Shout outs to Bobby Washington. And another would be Stephen Voice, who I've always had on
Mm-hmm.
the show consecutively. Stephen has the dreadlocks. You guys know him for his dreadlocks. And it's just like y'all are always doing something together. The same way they would say me and Will are always doing an interview, or me and Rico King are always doing an interview, or Nelson Davis. It's so many that have become friends of my platform. And I'm like, I never get sick of seeing them. Bring them back more. And I think Mick has something scheduled for me and you both again on the books. I have to ask her. She said, have you had Will Preston on?
Okay.
And we had trouble trying to get Will booked, trying to fit him in my schedule. Because she was like,
Yeah.
well, can you give, she wanted me to give Will's date, give Will a date that somebody else already had. And I'm like, boss lady,
Yeah.
we're gonna have to wait till next month because my schedule is crazy. So we had to try to squeeze him in. And even he messaged, I think Will messaged me about an interview, and I'm like, I'm all booked up. And I know I'm booked up for the
Hmm.
remainder of this year, all the way up until December. And boom, January 1st, 2027, I'm announcing it here, live for the world to see. Season 21 of Style by Stevie. So we're working on
That's
guests,
awesome.
working on fashions. That's what I have been doing behind the scenes of what I want
Yeah.
everything to be like for the new year. And then there's going to be a season 22. So I'm going to continue to keep going on with this platform. So I've already accomplished my goal this year of over 1,000 interviews. So I was like, why not go for
Wow.
that 2,000? Yes. Why
Yeah.
not go for the 2,000? Why not go for the 1,000 mark and continue to keep going on? Because I know you guys want
Well, I
more. You
hope you
guys,
have a. I hope
yeah.
you've developed a system for cataloging all of these because that'll come in handy for you in the future. Because I might be like, Miss Stevie, I need that episode that I did with you back in 2025. I think. Can you tell me? And you'll be like,
Yes.
oh, let me pull it up. It was this day, this time. Because you've done so many interviews, like it's gonna cataloging is gonna be very helpful for you in the future.
And I can remember when Alvin predicted, oh my, when I was going to hit the 1,000. I kept saying I'm never going to get it. I'm never going to get it. And when I did my interview with Tom Pilino, that's when I hit the 1,000th interview. And I
Mm.
just said, hey, we're there. And we're still going. We're still going. We're still going. So Alvin says, go for it. Yes, I am definitely going to go for it. If I hit 1,000, I'm going to probably hit 2,000 more than ever. So it's going to be more to come in the future. That's for sure. So stay tuned. Definitely. And make sure that you're following not just me, but following the artists that are on the platform as well too. Make sure you're following Will also. Make sure that you're following Stephen Voice. Make sure that you're following so many of the artists that I've had the pleasure of sitting down and interviewing. Check out their music because you'll be exposed to new sounds, new artists. Because there's so many independent artists that are coming up that are saying, hey, let me dip my toe in the arena as well too with songwriting,
Mm-hmm.
with mixing
Yeah.
and mastering, all of these things. So definitely.
Yeah. And the good thing about music is
So
it's space out here for all of us. So
yes, for everybody, and I always say this too, even as being a creative, it's more than enough room at the top for everybody to shine. It's more
oh
than
yeah,
enough room
it is.
for everybody. And even with me and my brother K Tooks, we talk on the phone, and he was just like, they did try to pit us against each other. I'm just like, we have no beef. We love each other. So I'm like, where did that come from? We have so much love for each other. It's like we're like
Right.
Lucy and Ethel. He will tag the same way Will must have been reading my mind. K Tooks reads my mind as well too. And what'll happen is he'll pick up that phone. I'll be sitting there eating, and K Tooks will call me before I'm fixing to get my food or whatever. Sister, how you doing? It's like twin minds think alike. And even my mom will
Mm-hmm.
say the same thing about her, that type of relationship that we both have. Where it's just like I know her thoughts, she knows my thoughts. Moms know everything. They know everything, every single detail. It's like you can't hide it from them. They will always figure it out. And besides, women, we have an intuition. So my mom's a woman. She knows certain things. She just like, you going out with that boy on a date, ain't you? Mm-hmm. What you doing today? How short is that? All of those little things. Mother's instinct kick in instantly. They know.
Yeah.
But that's that twin powers. Yes, he did an outstanding job, and it was so much fun. And I warned him before that interview. I said, he's going to give you a run for your money. Knowing Bubs, he's going to give you a run for your money. And that he did in that interview. It was funny. It was funny. He got tongue tied in the interview, Alvin. You missed it. And I always tease him about that. Like, he'll get stuck. He'll get stuck on his words. He'll stutter a little bit. And I said, oh, you're getting tongue tied. Hey, Spicy. I didn't even see you come in, girl. Hey, girl, how are you? And I appreciate you for coming in. It is almost wrap time. We're just shooting the breeze right now. But that's what it is here in my platform is that we have great conversation and I'm glad you guys are enjoying it. You guys are enjoying it. But in the meantime, I need you guys to stay tuned for Will's EP, which is titled Erratic Heartbeats. Make sure that you go and check out some of the past music that he's done as well too. Now, Will has music that makes you fall in love, and then when that time is right, he has that other kind of music, the type of music for when it's, mommy daddy time, take the kids to bed, that type of music.
There's some of that in there too. Yep.
Afterplay. That's the one. That's the one right there.
Yep. Yep. That's
So y'all
right.
make sure y'all go and check that out. And
It's another
also
one
check
called
out
Satisfied.
Bubs's.
Satisfied might be a little bit deeper than Afterplay. You gotta check that one out.
All right. There you go. There you have it, Fashion Dolls. Y'all go and check it out as well. Definitely. And welcome as you're just coming in. Do we have any questions for myself or Will before we wrap? Because this conversation has been so good, and I'm glad y'all are enjoying it. I'm glad y'all are enjoying it. Our conversation. We always have a good time here whenever Will comes by, or whenever Nelson or any of the other guests that are coming by. And I'm pretty sure, yes, because we do have something scheduled in the works. So we're going to fit Will back in because my schedule has been crazy this season more than ever. They sound erotic. Oh, yeah. There's Let's Play, there's After Play, and it is so many others that he's
Let's
done as
Play,
well. Too.
yeah. I forgot about Let's
Yes.
Play. Yeah, Let's Play.
Yeah. And he put the trailer out there. Y'all have to go and check it out on Instagram. I'm pretty sure it's still up to that one.
The Let's Play, yeah, Let's Play
Mhm.
was interesting. Tastefully erotic. Huh? Are we gonna say erotic? I guess, but tastefully though, right? So we'll
The
say
days where the
tastefully, right, Miss
artists,
Stevie?
yes, the days where the artists used to have to make you imagine things other
Yeah,
than just
we give
out
you
there.
enough that you can kind of, you can envision.
It's very tongue in cheek, Alvin. It's very tongue in cheek. I like it. I
Hmm.
like it. When you put the trailer out there and then he kept doing it every different day, it was something different for that particular single.
Let's Play. You remember that? That was about about maybe 4 or 5 years ago. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That was fun. That whole
Let's
little
play,
campaign was fun. Yeah,
afterplay, uh,
yeah.
candy coated rings. I mean, it's so many hit after hit after hit consecutively. But the nothing will top falling in love.
Yeah,
That's my go-to.
that's your song. Yeah.
Yes. Alvin said, yes, go and listen to it, Alvin. You'll enjoy it. You definitely will. That's the type of music you put the babies to bed and mommy and daddy wants to have their time. We done played with the kids, we done have fun with the kids. Now it's time for us to
Right.
have our time, our grown up time. So yes,
Time for
that's
us
the
to
type of
play.
music right there. That feeling. And that's what that type of music is supposed to do. Spice up the relationship, bring back uh, a feeling of loving and affection to each other and
Hmm.
intimacy and that solid bond. So I think that's what keeps the relationship healthy as well too, as having that boundary. Okay, this is me and the kids time, or our and the kids time, and we're helping the kids and doing all of that, and then there's the time for me and my significant other. So it's all about having that boundary between the two
Hmm.
and making sure that
Hmm.
you're spending quality time with one another, because there's nothing better than spending quality time with the one you love. And that's what this music is for, this type of music. And then there's the one that makes you want to cherish and pour into each other. Definitely.
That's
Definitely.
right.
So, Fashion Dolls, do we have any more questions before we wrap for myself or Will? This was so amazing and it was great catching up as always. As always.
For sure.
Any
Definitely.
last minute questions for myself or Will, Fashion Dolls? Again, the EP is titled Erratic Heartbeats. And I need you guys to go and check out some of Will's music from beginning to the end. Each single, and again, it will put you in a mood. It will give you that feeling. And there's so many artists who perform songs about romance, who perform songs about
Hmm.
uh, being intimate with your love, with the one that you love. And it is the artist that I can think of. Of course, Will is in that list, but there's also Johnny Gill. There's also
Hmm.
Anita Baker. There's also who's another Bilal, very soulful. Like
Yeah,
you
yeah,
mix. What I love about Bilal is I wouldn't put because I don't like putting artists in a category, but his music is
right, right.
very how can I say it? It's very sensuous. It's very
It is.
romantic as well. It makes you think. Another would have to be um
Calvin Richardson, Eric
yeah, oh yeah.
Roberson.
Eric
Yeah,
Roberson, Calvin Richardson. It's so many out here that give you that feeling. Erratic Heartbeats album, Erratic Heartbeats. Definitely go and check it out. And make sure you're following Will on Instagram so you guys can go and see the cover layout because he dropped teaser after teaser for it. I'm like, okay, he's coming out with new music. So I didn't get a chance to message him because my schedule has been so crazy lately with having meetings and all of these things. So yes, I seen it. I sit back and I observe and I'm like, okay, he's coming out with new music. He's coming out with new music. I can't
yeah,
wait.
that's right.
And we're catching up. So
It's coming.
definitely
June the 5th, it drops, and another single is coming out a week before that. So May 29th, it'll be I Just Can't Understand.
stay tuned, fashion dolls. Stay tuned, and that is for sure. So, any last minute questions? Anything else? I hope y'all all enjoyed this show as well as yesterday's show and the shows throughout this past week. Has been a blast. It's been a blast. It feels good to be back because I only did two last week, but we're back. It's been amazing guest throughout each week, and we have some more coming as well too. Make sure you guys go and set your reminders. I have them all listed here on YouTube, so you guys can go and set your reminders so you'll be notified when I'm on with each guest each week. And yes, the collaboration we talked about collab, like me and Will are collabing right now, doing our interview and catching up. Christian Barber, that was one you guys have been asking me. When is Christian coming back on the show? Yes, Christian is coming back. Another collaboration that you guys have been asking me about is me and my brother K Tukes. Yes, I can say it. It's happening. It is happening. It's me, K Tukes, and Tony Holly and someone else. The music panel, because you guys know that all three of us are big music heads. So you just have to stay tuned. You just have to stay tuned to catch us together. But it is happening because I know you guys have been messaging K Tubes. You've messaged Tony. You've messaged me. When are you three getting back together? And you get that question. It is happening. And when K Tubes did his interview with Tony, they was just like, we can't move until she says, her schedule is good. Yet I can't help it, y'all. I stay booked. I stay booked and getting these bookings left and right. I can't help it, but I love it. I love it, and I appreciate all the love and support that y'all show me. But if we don't have any questions, fashion dolls, I'm going to conclude with Will, and I'm going to ask Will this last question, which is, Will, what advice would you give to the lovers out there during the summer months? What they can do to spice up their relationship and keep it going? Because there's going to be so many events going on.
Yeah, take time. Don't be distracted. But it's always great to go to a concert. It's always great to go to a movie. It's always great to go to the park. But spend time, getting to know each other. Spend time, you know, getting reacquainted. That was the name of one of my projects. But spend time, just making sure that you know that person and be into them and allow the other things to become a part of your world and not necessarily you becoming a part of everything else that's going on. But love is a great thing. Love is a wonderful thing, and when it works well, we are rewarded so well for the effort and the energy that we put into each other. So I would just say, be intentional about your love. That's probably the greatest advice that I would be able to give. Would just be intentional, and love looks different for every couple. So you know why you fell in love, you know what will keep you in love, and you know what will keep the other person in love with you. So just be intentional about delivering that.
There you go, fashion dolls. Make sure that y'all go and check out Will. I'm going to bring Will back on the show. You guys love him. And it's going to be another collaboration and another to come. I'm also going to bring him back for season 21 and 22. So we're going to get with Mick because she's already asking me, when are you going to do it? When are you going to do it? I gave you guys the date. Set your
Yeah.
calendars. June 1st. No, not June 1st. January 1st, 2027 is when we will be back. And we already have the first guest working on getting more to come. It's more. It's been so many people that I've reached out to, and some of them haven't gotten a message. It's been a delay, but their teams are getting back to me, and it's amazing. So, of course, you're going to see some familiar faces throughout as we get up into the new year. You're going to see some familiar faces, and who knows, Will could pop up. So I'm going to talk to Boss Lady.
I'm gonna be
Mickey's going to
back.
be
You know,
here.
Mickey plays that.
Yes.
Mickey does that. She'll say, she'll have to give me 10 days because she's like, you know, because I'm like you, and it's like things like I'm like, I can't do that, I can't do that. She's like, well, let me give you 10 days, and hopefully you and Miss Stevie can at least agree on one of the 10 days. And I was like, okay, the last time I think she gave me probably 10 or 15 days, and I think I was able to choose three of them, and we were grateful that your schedule was open for. And I remember, I don't know, a few months ago, I think we were supposed to interview something. I can't remember what happened, but you know, so I'm used to it. I understand. We know how this. You got to work it in when you get it in, but when you do get it together and it connects, it always is a great conversation. And so I'm always happy when I can sit down, you know, with you and have this conversation on your platform.
And I'm glad y'all enjoyed it, Fashion Dolls. Again, Erratic Heartbeats. Make sure that y'all go and check it out and check out some of Will's previous music. Again, to get you in the mood, those hot summer nights. Y'all have seen Love Jones with Nia Long and Lorenz Tate. And y'all know that scene where they go to that club and it's a hot summer night. Use your imagination. That's what type of music that will get. So y'all make sure y'all go and
I
check
might
that
have
out
used
as
that
well.
in Let's Play. I think we used
Yep,
that
I've
scene
seen it.
actually.
Mhm. Go
Okay.
outside and
Yep.
there you go. So, dolls, without further ado, thank y'all all so much. And Will, thank you. This was so amazing. And it's always great
Thank you.
catching up with you.
Same
All
here.
right,
You all
Fashion
have a
Dolls, I will see
wonderful,
you.
wonderful evening. Safe weekend.
Yes. Yes, and go out and do something fun. Spend time with your significant other, and make sure that you're going out and checking out some Will Preston music as well. I love y'all, and I will see y'all tomorrow with Rich Richardson. So make sure y'all tune in tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern. I love you all, and the replay will be up. Till next time, take care.
Bye bye.